up in the morning edition, news from CARICOM and St. Kitts, contract signed for roadworks in Abaco, and the first Bahamas Arts and Junkanoo Festival is now history. Top of the morning to all of you. I'm LaDawn Davis and welcome to the morning edition. It's a little warm for February, but Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean might have some good news for us weather-wise. Good morning, Basil. Good morning, LaDawn. We're going to get you started first of all with a glimpse of the Palmdale area, courtesy of the tower cam, and there's quite a bit of clouds in the area, and that will remain pretty much that way for the balance of today, but we'll give you all the details coming up later in the newscast. Our satellite picture showing a frontal boundary stretching across the northwest Bahamas. That's going to be backing up as a warm front, and that's the reason why you're feeling these warm temperatures, because we are right in that warm sector. And outside of our studios just now, we're under partly cloudy skies, temperature around 75 degrees. Relative humidity 78%, easterly winds at 8 miles per hour, the barometric pressure at 1,022.1 millibars. That translates to 30.21 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the islands this morning picking up 73s in Marsh, Abaco, Green, Tulkey, and Abaco as well. Freeport 73 degrees, in the Berry Islands 74, 73 in Allenstown, Bimini, 74 in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, and Artistown, Cat Island, giving us 75. 75s also in Staniel Key, that's in the Exuma Chain, Kemps Bay, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. San Salvador at 78 degrees, Rum Key 75 degrees, Georgetown, Exuma 76, in Clarencetown, Long Island 76 degrees, also Crooked Island reporting 76, 74, in Betsy Bay, Mi'kmaq, Acklands as well, Ragged Island 76, Matthewtown, Inagua 76, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. Your boating forecast for today for the northwestern islands, easterly flow at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights, they're going to be around 3 to 6 feet with just a moderate chop. Low tide takes place at 7:33 this morning with the high tide at 1:25 this afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, winds up a bit, so caution flags are out for your boaters in the central and southeastern islands. East to southeast, 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead. Thanks a lot, Basil. Meanwhile, Yvonne Albury is standing by with traffic cops with a look, or an update rather, on the traffic fatality yesterday. Vaughn, what can you tell us?
Good morning, LaDawn. Welcome back. We are on Sea-Link Avenue between East Street and Blue Hill Road. Yesterday, this was a tragic scene over my shoulder near that lamp pole where there is a yellow ribbon with a red rose tied in the middle of it. Yesterday, 2 persons were hit by a vehicle. That vehicle leaving the scene, one of those persons succumbing to her injuries right there where you see the lamp pole. With me, Corporal Decory Barr of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Good morning, Corporal Barr.
Good morning, Vaughn. Good morning, Bahamas.
Yesterday you were supposed to join us, but you were dispatched here. Tell us, what was the scene like when you got here?
These kind of scenes are never something that we'd want to hear or want to be called to. It's always a sad situation to know that someone lost their life. We'd take this time to extend our sincerest, heartfelt sympathies to the bereaved family on behalf of the Commissioner of Police and the entire Royal Bahamas Police Force. Also, we'd want to advise motorists, while same thing that we've always been encouraging you to do, try not to do anything else but focus on what you're doing, or focusing on the vehicle that you're operating while operating that vehicle. We'd also want to ask persons to slow down and pay special attention to pedestrians. We've been for the past year warning and advising persons to do these things, yet yesterday we still had a tragedy. At this stage, we are still early into our investigations, and again, we're still not in a position to say if speed was a factor. We have a person in custody who's assisting us with our investigations. Like you stated a minute ago, that 2 persons were struck. One of the victims are still in the hospital, we have listed as very ill. We'd want to ask again, any witnesses, any homeowners, anyone who may have been passing this area who would be willing to come forward and assist us with our investigations, with that information would be greatly appreciated.
Corporal Barr, that person left the scene. What penalties can that person possibly face? Now this is a fatality as opposed to just a hit and run.
Yes, there will be or should be some charges. At this stage, we're unable to speak to that because we're still investigating this matter.
Well, again, please take your time while driving. You and I have seen persons this morning right here on C-Link Avenue driving without due care and attention, speeding, and this is a road with speed bumps. I saw a woman, just before you came, a woman overtaking, and she's in her bag and doing something to her face. I presume putting on makeup. Please, again, the police ask you, please pay due attention and care while driving. When we were in the 70s growing up, there was a sign that said, drive carefully, weekend rate. Please slow down. Back to you in the studio, LaDawn.
Some good tips there, Juan. Thanks a lot. A myriad of issues fill the agenda of the 30th Intersessional Meeting of the Heads of the CARICOM community. The annual event officially begins this morning in St. Kitts and Nevis. Altaviz Munnings is there.
The official start of the 30th Intersessional Meeting of the Heads of the Caribbean Community will begin in about 2 hours. That's at exactly 9 o'clock this morning here in the Royal Ballroom of the Marriott St. Kitts Resort and Royal Beach Casino. We understand that the majority of the leaders of the Caribbean community are here in St. Kitts to discuss pertinent issues relating to the region, including security, blacklisting, the humanitarian crisis in Venezuela, among other issues. We encourage you to stay tuned to the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6, and the National Report to find out more about Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis' attendance at the 30th Intersessional Meeting of the Heads of the Caribbean Community. Reporting from St. Kitts, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
The Bill Simmons Construction Company, headed by Keno Simmons, will undertake the responsibility for the complete construction and resurfacing of the Ernestine Highway in South Abaco. During the contract signing ceremony at the Bahamas Government Complex in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, says after several months of delays, the cries of Abaco motorists will now be answered, and his government is moving swiftly at addressing this critical concern.
Report done by my technical officers, and in this respect I want to recognize the professionalism of Senior Family Island Engineer David Cox, who is here today, indicated that the road has excessive undulation and corrugation, which should be attributed to a failure of the subbase. The defects have severely impacted the structural integrity of the road and is negatively impacting the functionality of the pavement, resulting in very poor quality of ride, as you all know. I'm also concerned about safety, and I urge road users to stay within the speed limit as we seek to make a difference in this road.
After a competitive bidding process, the family-owned construction company based right here in New Providence edged out 6 contractors, emerging as a successful lowest bidder to complete road repairs. Contractor Keno Simmons says he is elated.
We're very happy that we were the successful bidder, and we look forward to doing a great job here in South Abaco.
The Colored Museum is the name of the show the University of the Bahamas' newly established theater company will be putting on through the week. Play director and lecturer at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Craig Smith, says that the acting project is an outlet for students to express their artistic talents. Smith also says that it is important to highlight the university's acting and drama programs.
We realized that there was definitely a need for an outlet such as this, and if not at the University of the Bahamas, then then where? And also English Studies, we have a minor in drama and a minor in acting and film studies, and so this was also an avenue to let folks know that they can come to University of the Bahamas and they can actually study acting and film producing and so on. But we also had the University of the Bahamas Theater Company as well for them to put those skills into use. So it's not just theory, it's a practical application as well.
University students rehearsed over a number of weeks for the performance that will take place at the University of the Bahamas' Performing Arts Center and the Black Box at the Dundas Center for Performing Arts. 2 students spoke about their experiences.
It'll allow us UB students to develop more skills and to learn about theater in the Bahamas and, by extension, the arts.
I feel as if this experience is extremely amazing because I know for a fact that the UB Theater Company is the first ever, well, theater company here. So for this being something so new, me who has an interest in film, acting, all of the arts, I feel as if this is amazing to bring UB students together and to do such amazing things. Plus we're bringing awareness about a lot of things dealing with, you know, Black history and things like that.
And coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at how things went down at the Junkanoo Arts and Music Festival. That and more when the morning edition comes right back. Welcome back to the morning edition. The first annual Bahamas Junkanoo Arts and Music Festival was held Saturday and Sunday at the Botanical Gardens. Festival director and artistic director Angelique McKay says that the event was born out of the need to showcase Junkanoo as an art form to a wider audience and to create another festival that promotes Bahamian artists bringing the community together.
We created this festival so that persons can get an inside look at the creative arts of Junkanoo in a festive, fun environment. And at art festivals globally, it gives artists an opportunity to sell their artistic creations, and this festival is no different from any other one. The focus of this one happens to be Junkanoo art, and the timing allows artists to be able to touch up their costume, or what we would say refurbish their costumes, because one of the main goals and focuses of this festival is to allow them to sell their artwork.
Chief Commercial Officer Gravette Brown of the festival's main sponsor, Alive, explained it was important for them to support the event.
This is the first time Junkanoo Festival where we really focus on the development and the growth and the creativity of Junkanoo, and so we thought it was important that we support this team and this group putting together this excellent effort. We're very pleased and impressed with the quality of work that they've managed to put out for our first time festival, the support that they had, especially yesterday, and just everything that they've done and just their perseverance. I know a lot of groups have wanted to do this for a long time, and we hope this will be the first of many festivals to come.
The residents and staff at the Persis Rogers Home for the Aged felt loved during a special luncheon hosted by the AML Foods Limited on Valentine's Day. Earlier in the year, the company set a goal of participating in more community outreach programs as a team. The Persis Rogers Home for the Aged, located on Hawthorne Road in Oaksfield, is home to 25 residents requiring 24-hour care. Operations depend largely on government assistance, donations from the general public, as well as corporate Bahamas. The Valentine's Day luncheon also gave a group of 20 persons from across the company's brands a chance to volunteer and interact with the residents and the hardworking staff at the home. For sure, a big day in sports yesterday.
Well, yesterday it was a long night, and I know you like to say I'm miserable and grumpy and all
Bipolar.
that stuff. And this morning I'm lacking sleep. It was a late night over there at the Kendall G. Isaacson. I must give the ZNS staff credit. They stayed up until late. It was one of the most watched games in Hugh Campbell history. Got all kind of hits, and boy, those two teams really give the fans their money's worth.
Awesome job.
Welcome back. You look like you're well rested.
Yes, I'm quite refreshed.
Oh, I wouldn't say nothing else.
So what's coming up in sports?
That's what's coming up in sports. We're going to give you highlights of the Hugh Campbell Basketball Championship last night. A pretty good night over at the Kendall Isaac Gym. If you missed it, you missed a big thing in your life.
All right, that and more ahead in sports.
Good morning once again. What an ending to the 37th Hugh Campbell Basketball Championships. Doris Johnson and St. George's giving the fans their money's worth. It was the Mystic Marlins getting on the board first. Jumper is missed, but his teammate there to clear things up. St. George's with the lazy pass, and in the lane to speed the other way is Shepard for 2 of his 19. Doris now up 12-7 and continues to crash the boards for those second chance points. Big move inside. We now move to the second quarter with the Marlins up 16-13, but the Jags now finding their touch. Samuel Pinder with the smooth jumper ties things at 16, still tied at 16, and St. George's step up the defense. Theodore Grant with the whirly-dirty move in the lane, and that put the Jags up by 2. Jags now up 23-20, and Doris able to break the Jags defense, slicing into that lead right before the half. First free throw is good by Janus. The second is also good, And at the half, it is Doris 32-29. This game back and forth with 18 lead changes and tied 13 times. We are now tied at 14, 41 on the bucket by Doris. We move to the end of regulation. The score is 65-63. Doris draws up a play at the top of the top and butters, and we go into overtime. This one tied the extra period, and the score at 69. Bell with a layup to put his team up by 2. Time rounding down in the OT, and Pinder with 2 on the line and makes both shot. And guess what? We go into some more overtime. This one will go into double overtime before the St. George's Jaguars are able to not withstand the pressure of the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins. The final score, 85-74, a 9-zip run by Doris to end the game. MVP McCoy with the exclamation point to end things here for Doris Johnson.
This feels extremely good. This feels really good. That's all I can say. The guys been putting work, from the summer, and traveling to Orlando last year, even after winning the Easter tournament down there, the guys said, "Coach, we're gonna start from now." And they truly believe in themselves from then. So tonight is nothing short of, and I'm just lost words. It's my second time here, my first time actually winning. So it feels extremely good. Everybody played a key role, from 1 straight down to 15. Everybody was there supporting each other. It's a team effort. We got here playing as a team. We want tonight playing as a team. And even moving international, that's not going to change. We're not a one-man band. It's 1 to 15, everybody, one for all for one.
Right now I feel elated, man. I just want to say thanks to God, and all the supporting staff that helped us to be here this day, And, hard work pays off. And like you said, the goals I made, we still got one more to go, One more to go before I graduate, and I'm willing to take it home.
No, to God be the glory. Great things he has done. We're going to learn from this loss. I want to congratulate again Coach Bowles and his program. He's done an excellent job. I've watched him grow as a coach. He's doing a fine job. They wanted it more. They got a lot of second opportunities. The big guy, McCoy, he made some key plays for them. We didn't hit some free throws, especially at the end, that hurt us. We got to go back to the drawing board and get ready for nationals.
Great team by both games, a great game by both teams. St. George's, but the champs this morning, the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins, they'll be celebrating at the school's campus there on Prince Charles Drive. Congratulations going out once again to both teams. McCoy is the MVP, the trophy returning to the capital after a 2-year hiatus over there in Grand Bahama. That's going to do it for your Tuesday morning sports check. And as you can see, I'm very tired this morning. Didn't get to bed till after 1 o'clock this morning. Had to be right back to work for 5 o'clock.
In our final look at weather, we have the starlit front boundary across the northwest Bahamas. That will eventually start lifting towards the north as a warm front, and that will keep some showers in our forecast today and return again tomorrow morning before drying out as we head into Thursday and the weekend. Our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy to cloudy conditions on the breezy side with some spotty showers around in the vicinity of that front in particular. 83 degrees for your high temperature. And tonight we are looking at partly cloudy conditions, 71 degrees for the low temperature. The extended weather forecast, showers returning again on Wednesday morning, drying out on Thursday, and lots of sunshine taking us into the weekend and the early part of next week. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that's going to do it for the morning edition. But before we go, we would like to wish Auntie Artis Ford a very happy belated birthday. Auntie Artis is still celebrating from yesterday. We wish her all the best. Make sure to join us at 6 p.m. for our national report. Once again, I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great day, everyone.